What's up, guys? Welcome back to Diesel Creek. If this is your first time joining us, my name's Matt. In the last video, this is part 2. In the last video, you guys saw me tear down a big old abandoned dairy barn, hay barn, and unfortunately we weren't able to save a whole lot. It fought me coming down a lot harder than I imagined at first. All that we have left to do now is haul off the scrap, knock down the silo, and clean up all the mess, so let's get to it. All right, well, here we are 3 days later. There's actually still some smoldering going on over here and right up against me, but that's the mess we're left with after the burn. I'd give that a 80–85% burn completion, so I'm pretty happy with that. This stuff over here wasn't burning too good when I left the other day, but it's so mixed with block and brick and debris that I really couldn't get it to take off, so I wasn't surprised that it's left me with some trash. See, I still got something smoldering here at my feet. Little tufts of smoke keep coming. There also turned out to be a lot more scrap hidden in this thing than I assumed there was. I got a small pile over there to pick up. I got my big main pile here. That's probably 2 truckloads to itself. And then I have another small pile over there and a half decent sized pile over there below the silo. And there's still a whole bunch in here that I'm going to pick out real quick with the machine. I'm not going to worry about getting every little nut and bolt and nail, but all the big stuff that I can easily snag with the machine. And then I'll make one quick pass through by hand, picking up all the smaller, heavier stuff. And then we're going to go ahead and get ready to tuck this thing into the hillside. This stuff here too, it's so fluffy, it looks like it's a pile of material, but it's actually just fluffy ash. I mean, there's basically nothing there after you kick it around. I figured I'd like to show you guys this. I thought this was pretty neat. So I appreciated this. I thought you guys might too. This barn that we just tore down was not the first barn that was built here. Okay, you see the corner of the one we just tore down was clear over there. And you see the dirt behind it, how it's just all clay and random Mother Nature BS. And then you get to about midway, and then you can see that stacked stone behind the terracotta wall. So that must have been an old wall to an old barn or a house or something that was here previously to this barn. And they just used this existing hole and widened it and built what they did here. So I thought that was pretty cool. That yeah, we just keep building on the eons here. I'm betting that is probably 1800s or maybe even older. Here's a shot from the bottom side now. I got the machine all greased up and idling up there. We're ready to go start picking the metal out, and then we will start thinking about knocking down that silo. Now, in order to do that safely, I think I've come up with a plan that should keep me out of harm's way. This telephone pole is at least 30, maybe 40 feet long, and it was inside the barn holding up the hay loft, or just a loft, I don't know. Didn't look like they used it for hay, but anyways, I think I can use this like a battering ram, and I'm going to sit the machine almost where it's at there, and I'm just going to whittle at the bottom on this side of the silo. And once I take out enough blocks, it should just hinge like a tree and fall right over this way. At least that's my hope, and that should give me enough length to stay away from it. At least that's my hope. Them old silos can be kind of sketchy to take down if you don't have a machine that can reach all the way up to the top. there we go. I got, I'd say 90% or better of the metal sorted out of this mess. And we're almost ready to start cleaning it up. But the time has come. That thing's got to go. And I'm not going to lie to you, it's making me a little nervous to take that down. So, as I've said before, I'm going to try to use that 40-foot telephone pole there to kind of like a battering ram and knock out these blocks on the side I want it to fall to. And I think that should let it topple over. I'll reach down here and pull some of this vines out of our way first. But I think I'm going to try to start just like hitting it right here, pushing those in. And then once I get a hole over here, I'll try and reach over here and push this side and just kind of work it evenly, both sides. And then I think it should just hinge like a tree over this way once there's not enough support on this side to keep it standing. Oy. Fingers crossed. I've never taken down one of these like this. I'll show you guys inside first before I topple it. Not a whole lot to see. I've talked about goats before in some of my videos, but I just love goats. Look at these guys. What are you kids doing? Huh? What are you doing? Good goats, huh? Not to mention they're tasty. And they are pretty darn good at clearing brush. These people here only have these 5, and they have acres for them to clear, so I don't think they're ever going to keep up. But if they would get a few more, they could put a serious dent on it. Now, I could never be crazy enough to do it, but I have this gut feeling that if I had the lack of intelligence to do this, I could take the bucket of the 977 here and just jam it right in the back side here, breaking through the first layer, and then just lift the bucket straight up. And I'm 90% sure that would topple it that way. But yeah, self-preservation mode says no. So tell me what you guys think about this option, keeping in mind that I'm already gonna have this down by the time you see this. But I'm thinking about wrapping chains around these 2 bands here and pulling it backwards. And what I think that'll do is pull the bands into the tower, crushing that side that I want to go and still making it fall that way. But then again, what if it doesn't? And what if it just pulls the whole tower towards me? So it's like, sketchy, sketchy. I can also do the old hammer method where you just sit there and whack out 1 block at a time, watching the tower, and as soon as it gets ready to go, you run away. Honestly, I almost favor that method, as crazy as it sounds. I'd clear this out so I have a good place to run to and fro and start a whacking. After a bit more brainstorming, I've come up with the battering ram 2.0, which is a whole lot more punchy, more than swingy, if I'm using the correct technical terms. Hoping this works. Basically just chained the pole up so that I can push with it more effectively with the machine, and that'll be a lot more controlled anyways. So that's really what I'm looking for. So let's give this a shot. All right, I'm feeling pretty good about this. I got that chain wrapped around two of the bands up there closer to the top. That was as far as I was comfortable going up there to reach. And then I hooked this long cable. I think this cable's like 80 feet long or something. It's over there in the debris field. And I'm gonna fire up the 977, take it down there. We're gonna pull this thing over. Well, now I'm really bummed out. I was fully planning on using this 977 to pull the silo over, but in my infinite wisdom over the weekend, I left the master switch on, and now the batteries are dead. So you try to crank it over, and nothing. So that's irritating. And of course I drove my dump truck today, so I don't have my jumper cables to jump start this thing. So it looks like we're going to use the hoe, because I'm not driving clear home to get jumper cables, just to use this thing. And then once we get this thing down, I'm going to start loading the scrap out into the dump truck, hauling it off, and then I will come back with some jumper cables and we'll get this thing going, because then we have to start filling the hole in. And that job is best suited for the loader. I'm about at my wit's end with this silo. I just broke that cable before I could even really pull on it very hard. That was a good cable. I never saw any bad spots in it. You know, it's starting to really test my patience. I think I had it anchored at a good point because those metal bands, the chain was still wrapped around those, but when the cable broke, the chain shot off. I'm irritated. All right, I've stuck together nearly every piece of 3/8 chain that I own. Let's cross our fingers and hope this thing will come down now. Finally, sweet success. I got the first 10 feet or so knocked down by pulling it with the chains there. And now I can just reach up here safely with the bucket and knock down in the rest of it, hopefully. I was kind of hoping the whole thing would go over in one shot, but I knew the likelihood of that was pretty low. I ever glad to see that thing down and me still standing here in one piece, huh? That thing really had me nervous for a while, but luckily I took my time and was able to do it safe. Even better because I'm feeling a little under the weather today. I don't know if you guys know, whenever I'm sick and I'm trying to work, oh, things just never go right. So I was just really taking it nice and slow today, just pacing myself, making sure I didn't get hurt. Hopefully I feel better tomorrow. I was gonna do it today, but like I said, things took longer because I was going slow. I'm gonna rough all this block work back in here to the cut. Tomorrow we'll load out some more scrap, and we're gonna have to sort out this big tangled mess of vines and steel banding from that silo. But that's a heck of a lot of scrap value right there. Those are heavy bands. It's getting there. It's a big project for one person. What do you think, buddy? Yeah, the good old farm dog here. I think he's gone deaf. He can't hear nothing, but he's a darn good dog. He still barks every time you come through the gate, so he must have a good set of eyes on him still. I just threw some batteries back in the 977 here. One of them has gone bad. It's down a cell, so hopefully we got enough juice to start this thing. Let's give it a go. Beautiful day here. I'm hoping this is my last day on this job. All I got to do now is push all of the debris into the pit and cover it up, and we should be out of here. The 977 will hopefully make some quick work of that. Contact. Come on. Yet. All right, take two with another battery. Nice. Yeah, I definitely need to replace that O-ring in the fuel plunger. It just keeps losing its prime. right, well, you guys have just seen the extent of my track loader operating abilities and experience. I really have zero seat time other than what I've done on this job, and I'm actually pleasantly surprised after some tips from my uncle who's an operator. I was actually able to shape this up better than I expected. I was really having a tough time with that thing at first, but I kind of got the hang of it. I'm still nowhere near the level of experience. I've seen a lot of people on them, but not too bad for my first rodeo. All that's left to do now is slick it up, put the spit shine on it with a skid steer, and we should be golden. Now, you heard me say slick it up with a skid steer, and I know you're probably thinking, oh, he's gonna bring the Bobcat in now. Well, normally yes, but I'm gonna steal a line from Demo Ranch Matt's playbook here and say, don't tell Eva. Boys, it is stagnant out here today. There is no breeze whatsoever, and it is very humid, and I am drenched like I just got out of the pool. But it's done. All the dirt work is officially done. Customer came out, gave it a look over, gave it a thumbs up. So I just hiked up and down here with the old seed spreader. I broadcast spread all the grass seed. Now I'm about to get into these 20 bales of straw and get those all spread out. Oh, I'm ready for the pool. Well, let there be straw. And then there was straw. Some of it. Truth be told, guys, I am running on 3 hours of sleep. I was up late putting the first part of this video together last night. And, whew, it's hot and I am just wiped out. You guys get the picture. It's gonna be covered in straw. It's gonna look beautiful. I'm gonna come back in the morning and finish spreading that, but you guys get the idea. That can wrap up this video. So here's where I need you guys to do me a favor. If you like the video, I work hard on these. It doesn't cost you nothing. Hit the thumbs up button. I think I've earned it. And if you haven't already, be sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future projects I got coming. Oh, and I keep forgetting to mention, I'm going to be at the National Pike Steam Show. It's that big equipment show that I go to. I'm going to be there in Brownsville, PA this weekend. I think it's the 13th, 14th, and 15th. Double check that on their website, or I'll have the details down in the description if I remember. I was so completely exhausted when I recorded this that I completely lost my train of thought there. What I was trying to articulate to you fine folks is that if you are so inclined to come on out to the National Pike Steam Show, as I mentioned, I'm going to be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That is the 13th, 14th, and 15th. And I'm not certain of which piece of equipment I'm going to have there yet, but I promise I'm going to have something there. And if you see me, flag me down, say hi. I don't have any merchandise to sell there, unfortunately. All my stuff is on sale, online only. I'm going to post on Friday a location to meet me for sure on Saturday. I'll spend like an hour in one spot, and that way anybody that wants to can stop on by, and you don't have to just chance bumping into me. It's a pretty big place. You might not see me. So anyways, if you're interested in that, come on out. It'll be a good time. Back to my delirious ramblings. But that's this weekend coming up. Also, don't forget, guys, if you're interested, we got Diesel Creek merchandise over at the store, dieselcreek.com. They're less sweaty than this one is. We got hats, t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, and all of them are a lot cleaner than the ones I'm wearing. But anyways, that's another job in the books. I gotta go find a pizza or something, and a can of Red Bull. Whew. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Later.